Hello everyone, this is Javamonk and welcome to episode 52 of my survival series. So in this episode, we are going to focus it mainly on this elevator right here to the bulk storage room. So right now when I press this button, I just fall right down to the slime block and I can get to the extremely laggy bulk storage room. Now this bulk storage room is extremely laggy, and because of that, it is very difficult to then get back up. Most of the time, the elevator fails. I installed this elevator before I expanded this bulk storage room to the point where it's like this. So basically, we have a pretty bad problem, and it is especially bad since I take trips to and from the bulk storage room constantly. I'm still cleaning up from episode 51, so this elevator needs to be fixed, and I have just the idea on how to make an elevator that is not laggy, and, well, at least it works no matter how laggy it is, and it is still a secret entrance, and it still looks cool. First things first, we need to rip out the old elevator. So, the secret entrance right here is fine. The thing that's not fine is the actual elevator. So, here's what we're going to do instead. We're instead going to build a minecart elevator that goes that does all the lifting up, but for going down, we're just going to let this thing drop us down. So I have a couple ideas on how we can pull off this elevator and still make it a secret, awesome looking entrance. But first things first, we need to tear down this elevator right here. While we're at it, we can also get rid of this mechanism here with all the doors, since it is unnecessary. Since it's going to be a minecart elevator, there's going to be no redstone to actually go up. And that's intentional because redstone is laggy, and it's also lag dependent. At least certain aspects are, as I found out with the slime block elevator, which totally does not work very well at all. So, yeah, minecart elevators work essentially by just right-clicking on the minecart that's above you, and you can see how laggy this is. Can you imagine trying to make the game also render the fact that render slime blocks? And yeah, that's just insane. So I'm gonna tear down this elevator and get rid of this lagmageddon before I get started on the minecart elevator placing. Okay, the old elevator is now torn down, and now we're going to build up the minecart elevator that is going to replace it, the redstoneless minecart elevator. So the entrance up to the mansion is way up there, but this minecart elevator is not going to go directly to there. Instead, it's going to go off to the side, and we're just going to have a mechanism to jump me up there once I actually get up to a level where one slime block can bounce me up to the surface of the mansion. So, since this is a minecart elevator, I'm going to need some temporary rails. I think that'll be enough. It's way overkill, and I also bought some extra iron just in case I need to craft extra minecarts. Okay, so here's the mechanics of a minecart elevator. So basically, I'm going to be standing down on the floor there, and I'm going to try to reach up and right-click on a minecart that is going to be up here. So this is going to be the first minecart. And now I just got to pull out my axe so I can then more efficiently work. Here we go. And now I just got to open up this trapdoor, and that minecart's just going to be sitting there. In fact, let me just build up the rest of this tube here. There we go. So this can still be a regular elevator tube, but I also don't have to spawn proof it, which is really nice since there aren't really any blocks that that mobs can spawn on. So from here, I can then reach up and right click, to get in the minecart, assuming I placed it at a right height. Here we go. So let's see. Just gotta break that trapdoor. There we go. Now I can reach up here, and I'm now in the minecart. And that is basically the mechanics of a minecart elevator. You just gotta reach up. Once you're in a minecart, you can reach up and get into the other minecart, which will then take you up. So it looks like there's 3 blocks of space before the trapdoor, and then the minecart goes on top of that. The coolest part is, if I fall off mid-construction, I can always just jump out of the minecart, assuming I didn't place the walls too high. Radio. So now I just gotta build up this minecart elevator. Nice and simple, and it is redstoneless, so this shouldn't take too much time. I'm building this out of dark oak because I have a ton of it from episode 51 when I tore down the mansion that we moved to spawn back in episode 50. So we're still dealing with the aftermaths of episode 50, which is pretty insane. Okay, looks like I built it at the perfect height, and looks like it also can't figure out what the wall is, or figure out what blocks are valid that can actually let me dismount. So I might need to use some ladders, which is alright. It doesn't actually mess with anything. And then once we get to the top, I'm gonna show you the mechanism I had in mind to actually jump up to the surface of the mansion, up to the first floor of the mansion. Here we go. So while I'm building up this elevator here, I figured might as well give you some news about what's been going on my channel. As you've probably seen, I started a new series, and this series is all about me creating a mod. So it is different from many other series in Minecraft that involve mods. Most of those kinds of videos involve survival in a mod that somebody else created, but this is the creation of a mod, and this means that I've specifically designed it so that the community can help, and that community being you guys. So, with this in mind, the first episode of the episode of the series hasn't been published just yet. So, and I don't intend to keep the mod series on a consistent schedule. I'm just not going to be able to do that. I mean, even the survival series, I'm been finding it more and more difficult to keep it on a consistent schedule because, well, life takes over. Life's taken over, and April and May are rather busy months. So with that in mind, I might end up having to supplement some of the survival series videos with mod making videos. And in some cases, I'm not even going to be able to do that. So in that case, there'll be even more bonus videos where I show off something like a Rube Goldberg machine. I got plenty of those. So, and they're just many of which I've constructed a while ago and just haven't shown off yet. So that's for the YouTube channel. Now, once 1.13 arrives, which as of me recording this video, which is actually the day before it's released, the 1.13 update seems to be coming soon, given that this latest snapshot hasn't had any bug fixes. Well, it's just had bug fixes. It has not added any new features. Nothing significant anyways. With that in mind, so that's really exciting because I just absolutely cannot wait to finally get my hands on some of the new 1.13 mechanics, such as the new water mechanics. I'm betting I could have used the trident elevator for this, but I actually tested it out in a snapshot, and tridents would not be able to shoot me up to the mansion, so that's why this has not been waiting for as a trident elevator. And besides, I'm pretty sure the Riptide enchantment is quite rare, and it's probably not going to work too well with lag. So, with all this, with the 1.13 update coming soon, I'd like to give you some news about an upcoming series that I hope to make. Now, this upcoming series involves an adventure map that I'm also creating. Now, this adventure map is a rather interesting pet project of mine because, well, technically speaking, I've been working on it for the last, I guess, 3 years. But it's been corrupted so many times, and the 1.13 update is going to completely upend every single bit of work I've ever done on the adventure map, since it does use quite a few command blocks. Since the 1.13 update's just gonna completely upend everything that I did, then there's really no point in even in the series of even mentioning the fact that it's been made before. So this is basically going to be a brand new series, brand new adventure map. And in fact, and so the only thing I really have at the moment is a storyline. And I think the storyline's rather interesting. And I can't wait to finally put it together into an adventure map that hopefully will be pretty fun to play and also pretty fun to watch me construct it. Because I'm going to be showing off things like how all the different MC edit work that would be done, all the command blocks and what each command block does, all the advancements that I hope to bring into that particular map. It's going to be a lot of fun. And that minecart is crooked, so it's not going to work. Alright, so I hope you guys are excited for that. I know I am. Also, the 1.13 update, bringing new water mechanics, gives me an idea for some new farms. We're gonna see about that, but some of the ideas I have are a coarse plant farm that's pocket-sized, and also provides a surplus of the coarse flowers along with coarse food. And I'm thinking using some of the new water mechanics to actually make that efficient. Also, looks like did I seriously place this minecart too low or too high? No, but okay. So this new coarse plant farm idea, I'm probably going to be replacing the coarse plant farm that's currently in the mansion with that new design. I placed all of these minecarts wrong. The minecart elevator now stretches up to the top of the mansion. So now we're just going to jump down and go up this minecart elevator to make sure it actually reaches the top. There we go. So all I gotta do is just spam right click and I'm up. It's one of the fastest elevators that you can build, which is pretty awesome. It is also lag free, well, mostly lag free, and it is not lag dependent, which is even cooler. So now that we have all of this in place, we can now put in some makeshift redstone to put some glowstone here because, well, it's pretty much written in the Minecraft law that the second you have some creeper catches wind of the fact that there's a unlit corridor in an elevator, that's pretty much where every single mob around here is going to spawn, and that's going to cause massive problems. Okay. Over here, I'm thinking we're going to put a slime block jumper in here, but it's only going to be one slime block. That's it. And if this one slime block doesn't work, that's fine. It's not gonna have a problem where you reach the top of the elevator and that last slime block doesn't activate for some reason, and now you're stuck and now you're stuck going down and trying to redo it. This jumper is not going to have that problem because it's only one slime block. Okay. This is also a very tight space, so I probably shouldn't have blocked off this area here. Instead, let's build up a little platform where we can actually maneuver. Here we go. And yes, it is extremely laggy here. I'm very sorry about that. It is incredibly annoying. Hopefully, I can find a way to fix that problem in the 1.13 update. Like create some sort of everyday use data pack that will, where one of the things it does is remove the texture for a chest. I'm guessing that's what's causing the problem. It might be something else, but either way, hopefully that problem is fixed. Or at least I can find a way to fix that problem. Now as for the button to activate this slime block jumper, I think we can place that button right here. We can place it right here. Right then. So this kind of makes the secret entrance bit a bit more complicated because this floor needs to retract, and also it's gonna have to retract this sticky piston over here that currently has the slime block on it. So to do that, here's an idea I had. We can have this entire mechanism be pulled back when I push that button up there. It's going to pull back the slime block mechanism, and it's also going to release this floor so that I can fall just straight through, no having to lollygag through the minecart elevator. But going upwards, I can push this button, and all it does is just make this bit push upwards. Well, first it will retract this, and then jump upwards, and then retract the floor behind me, or under me. That's rather complicated, but I have built mechanisms like this before. It's been a while though, so we're gonna have to build some makeshift redstone, and hopefully I can do it all on camera. Something I had to do to make the redstone simpler was move the button. So now the button is right above this block with the redstone dust on it. So first off, this has got to be activated through some means. So by default, this trapdoor here needs to be closed. And let me quick block this minecart elevator so I don't fall all the way down. There we go. So by default, this trapdoor mechanism needs to be closed. Because it would help if I actually place the block there. Right there. Ta-da. Now, when I press the button, this trapdoor mechanism needs to open, and it also needs to retract the piston that is over here somewhere. So, let's see. This is going to be pretty simple. You just got to run it straight into here. And so now, if I can escape from this trap that I created for myself, then I can show you what the button will do. So let's just end the pearl out of here. I said let's try to end the pearl out of here. Here we go. And now when I press this button, it will just retract the floor. Just like that. So here's the idea on how I'm going to retract this slime block there. So first off, I'm just going to have this piston with the redstone block mechanism hooked up directly to that button there. And then we can just plop some redstone right there. And ta-da! Now one thing I gotta make sure to do is I don't want the signals merging, so I don't want this slime block, whoops, I don't want that slime block there retracting as I'm trying to jump up when the door is open. So to do that, I'm going to need to place a repeater somewhere along here before the before that, let's actually hang on a minute. I don't need that. Okay, scratch that. I don't need it. I was thinking I would need a repeater here to make sure the signals from the button didn't merge with the door opening, but that's already blocked with this redstone torch here. That's not a problem. Okay. So now let's test this. Oops. Get back my crafting tables. Here we go. And let's end the pearl out of here. Wow. Okay. That was weird, but okay. Let's now go into the bulk storage room. That did not go as planned. What went wrong? Is something getting bud powered? I'm betting this piston was being bud powered or something. I don't get by what, but okay. Let's just. I'm wondering if this will fix the problem. I'm betting it will. I'm not even sure if it was bud powered or anything like that. I'm just gonna assume it was. Here we go. Ta-da. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna need more ender pearls. How? What? Okay, whatever. Oh, I'm out of ender pearls. I'm gonna have to take a stop to the box storage room anyway. Okay. Let's just... And I do have a safety mechanism, so I can just go down the minecart elevator if absolutely need be. But yeah, let's just go down into the box storage room. How weird. Okay, looks like that's exactly what I'm gonna have to do. Is go down this minecart elevator. Oh, come on. Come on, lag. Lag. Okay. Let me down the elevator, please. Oh, good grief. Okay. Just... Are you kidding me? There we go. Okay. Let's just get down to the box storage room, and then we can... I'm going to restock on ender pearls and get back up there to keep going. I also realized the issue behind another peculiar problem in that this piston was retracting, but it wasn't retracting the actual stone block jumper, and that's because there was a couple stone blocks in the way. So I think that should fix all... Okay. I think that should fix all the problems. So now I can go up the minecart elevator and dismount the elevator. And now we can just, now we gotta ender pearl out. Here we go. And now we can go down to the bulk storage room and here we go. Oh man, this is awesome. Ouch. Okay. This is amazing. So now all we have to do is make it a little bit less deadly. Because at the moment, if I were to fall down here with no armor, that would probably be certain death. So let's instead replace it with a pool. Here we go. Just need some ice. And I suppose we can figure out some sort of decoration. So perhaps, whoops, perhaps I could just put some glowstone at the bottom. There we go. And then on the all around there, we can put some sort of glazed terracotta, such as, kind of looks good. And we can angle this so that it points towards the, that's kind of in a spiral pattern. Not like that. So kind of a spiral pattern with this brown terracotta. And there we go. we now have a place to land once we go down the elevator to the box storage room. Now all we gotta do is wire up the mechanism to open up the entrance and then jump me up to the surface without retracting the jumper. So that shouldn't be too challenging. Famous last words, but still. As the first things first, to make it not so challenging, is move the button. Let's put the button there. There's just one teeny tiny problem with that plan. Currently, this button here is hooked up to the door, and it's also hooked up to being able to retract the jumper. But I want this button to also be able to open the door without retracting the jumper. So in order to do that, we're gonna have to rewire some of this, which means also gonna have to dig out some of the floor here. Here we go. This way we can actually do some redstoning. Let's real quick just end the pearl up here. Okay. So over here, I suppose one thing we can do is... Oh, I have an idea. Okay. Here's what we can do. We can do something along the lines of this, where we have an observer here, just like that. And then that observer is going to power a sticky piston with the redstone block. So like this. It's basically going to be like a T flip-flop. Well, not really a T flip-flop, but basically a multi-source button, where the sources don't actually interfere with each other. Not sure what you would call that, but yeah. Here we go. All we gotta do is just end a pearl up here, and then finally we can just put a redstone block right there. So this also eliminates the need for that redstone torch to invert the signal, especially since I already have a redstone torch to invert that signal down there. Instead, we can just inherently replace one by just doing that. So now, when I press this button, like so, it's going to retract that, and it's also going to retract the jumper. Perfect! Now all we have to do is activate, or basically just activate this piston from a different source. And I'm thinking we can just use the millions of observers that we have and just build a giant observer pipeline to get there. Let's see. We're still going to need a redstone line over here somewhere. That's just going to go down to the actual jumper. And that redstone line can just go down to here. We now have a redstone line to connect this button to the piston down below there. So when I press that button, it's just gonna push up that slime block there, which if I was standing on top of it, it would launch me straight into this piston. So now to wrap this all up and finally put in a mechanism to be able to open this door once again, we're just gonna build a massive observer chain. Let's see here. We can start it right here. And the thing is, I have loads of observers. Shulker boxes full of observers. And as a result, I really don't care how many observers I use. So let's see. Suppose we could just do that. Here we go. And then we can just make it curl up and around. Well, maybe not up, but around. And we can just make it kind of jagged over here. That way. And then
that's going to get caught by the slime block. So probably not a good idea to place an observer there. Uh, hmm. You know what? I'm thinking we can just wrap the redstone line all the way around this entire contraption. I think that'll be a better idea. So let's see. In the meantime, while I'm doing that, I can also pack stuff up. Like I don't need any more sticky pistons. I'm probably gonna need bit more redstone. And I'm just gonna pack stuff away that I don't think I'm going to need. Okay, the mechanism works, so we can test it out as I'm going down to the bulk storage room to pick up 2 more birch planks that for some reason got lost. So, to get down, all I gotta do is just press that button, and then sploosh. I dropped an ender chest, there we go. And then I just gotta do whatever it is that I need to do in the bulk storage room, such as pick up 2 extra birch planks. Uh-oh. It's already started filling up again. There we go. And then from there, we can just use this minecart elevator to just basically spam right click. Oop, didn't mean to break that block. I wanted to break, not that one either. Come on. Didn't lag. Okay. And break that block, and then all I gotta do is just walk over here and press this button. And then that's a little weird, but it works. So there we go. We now have a functioning elevator that works pretty much every time. And it doesn't use any redstone whatsoever, except for the actual part that makes it a secret entrance. Neato. So let me just real quick put all the resources away and decorate that corridor a little bit, or at least cover up the redstone, and then we can sign up for the episode. That's gonna do it for this episode. So I hope you enjoyed this, and real quick, let's just go over what we did this episode. So we put in a mechanism where I can drop to the floor of the mansion to this incredibly laggy bulk storage system, and then on the way back up, I can just spam right click on these minecarts, and here we go. And looks like I ended up on the wrong side. So it looks like we've still got a few things that need to be fixed. But other than that, we just end a pearl in here. Uh-oh. And of course I fell back down the elevator. This is not how I wanted this to go. Okay, you know what? I can just end a pearl directly out of the minecart. There we go. Alright, and then from there, all I gotta do is just push this button, and then this thing can let me out. Ta-da! Okay, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next Saturday, hopefully, for episode 53. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye!